The regular meeting of the Board of Public Works is now in session. Please rise. Okay, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance by Jim Barrett.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll have our invocation by Dan Parker.
Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for the opportunity we have to meet together for this Board of Works meeting. We thank Thee, Father, for the privilege we have of living in America and for all the freedoms that we enjoy. We're thankful for those who work so hard to make our city and community better. We appreciate their sacrifice, especially those who volunteer their time freely. We also thank Thee, Father, for those who wear uniforms, our military, armed service people. We pray Thee to bless and protect them. And we also ask Thee to bless and protect those who wear uniforms here in our own city. Those our police and fire and EMS, those who put their lives in danger. We ask Thee to bless and help them. We also pray, Father, for all those on the city payroll that work to make our community better. Wilt Thou please bless and help them that they might work in safety and that Thou would protect and watch over them as well. Now we ask Thee to bless us as we meet together, that we may have guidance and inspiration from Thee, that the things that are done and said in this meeting will help us to move forward. We thank Thee again for all things and ask this prayer humbly in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dan. Okay, if everybody please turn off their cell phones. Okay, we'll have roll call, please.
Jim Barrett.
Here.
Tim Bentley.
Here.
Jerry Irvin.
Here.
And Ed Reedman.
Okay, we have enough for a quorum. Okay, you have a copy of the minutes of the last meeting. Is there any additions or corrections?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Approved. Okay, Tom. Tom's going to talk about Free Day.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of the Board of Works. Every year we try to have what we refer to as Free Friday at the Connersville Transfer Station. And what this does, this affords the citizens of Connersville the opportunity to bring one free load of household trash to the transfer station. We restrict that to households. ID is required. There is restrictions. There's no tires, no refrigerant appliances, or no construction waste. And what that consists of, construction waste is drywall, plaster, so forth. It will be this Friday from 8 till 4:30. And I wanted to inform the board, if you folks have any questions. Well, I've got a key. Our cost on this, and we try to say have this at least once a year, our cost, and I say only for a city, it's only around $3,000 more on our budget. And we looked at our budget and we can't afford it. And we would kind of like to give the folks an opportunity to clean up
properties.
Yes,
Clean up some properties.
yes, just anyone on the board have a question? Yes, ma'am.
I will be working the pancake breakfast this Saturday. Are you going to have any other free days
It's just
later?
on Friday. What we've tried to do, Counselor, is have it twice a year. I like to have one in the spring, and if I can get something worked out with the mayor, again in October.
Okay, and it's Friday, so
Yes,
that's my
ma'am.
mistake.
It's on
Great,
Friday.
that's great. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
But I'm not sure if we exclude attorneys or not.
Okay, let me know. Check on that, let me know.
No, it's Friday, and we'll try to have one in October.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea, Tom, but
Thank you, Tom.
I would also encourage, if we have the money, that we do it more often than twice a year. And maybe even expand that to tires and things. Driving down the alleyways and stuff, I see a lot of tires and stuff sitting in people's backyards. And
What does it cost to get rid of a tire, Tom, for us?
And when this has been a rule for many, many years,
Yeah.
The most you can bring is 10, and the disposal cost is $2. Now, our disposal cost is $1.85. My point being, we are here to accommodate the citizens of Connersville. Unfortunately, we have some folks that abuse the system, and we're not
Yeah.
capable of providing that service. But Tim, getting back to your statement, it all revolves around money. Okay, at the present
No, and that's
time,
what I said. If the money
It's-
is allowed,
you know, we used to do it. We would go and try to pick it up through the city. That quadruples the price,
yeah, sure.
and it's just a service that we try to afford the citizens of Connersville.
I mean, I'll definitely pass the word to people and that we've got it coming up this Friday. I think it's a great idea, but we definitely got some areas that we need to.
And another question I wanted to bring up too is, not a question, but we are opening up the compost site now, again, Monday through Friday, okay? And one of the reasons we're opening up, we're giving everybody another chance, because the reason we closed it the last time was because we had paint cans, asphalt, concrete, and right now, we have to take, was it 6 borings we're doing now?
Yes, sir, and what as the mayor had stated, with our compost site, and it states on the, I'm required to have hours of operation by law, and on our sign it says compost 8 till 4:30, and we had to reduce it when someone was there, as what the mayor alluded to. We had a gentleman come in and said, "Oh, you just have a few tree limbs." Yeah, well, he disposed of it and come back about 2 hours later, and there was 2 rotten railroad ties on the bottom and 6 paint cans. And we just had IDEM to come in and do borings to make sure that the place hasn't been contaminated. And I don't know how to say it nicely. We really try to be free with people, and honesty is the best policy, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. But as the mayor alluded to, we're back to 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday on the compost site, and 8 to 11:30 on Saturday.
You might want to let them know again that one time they had a guy where they said you cut them off. Tell them why you cut them off, because you have to be out of there at a certain time.
We're required, our employees have to be out there at 12 noon on Saturday, because, and I understand it, due to financial constraints, we can't pay overtime. And the gentleman got there around 10 to 12, and he had a huge load, which would take at least 30, 40 minutes to unload, and we said, you have to come back Monday. And he'd contact the mayor, which was fine, but this was the reason why.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, thank you, Tom.
Anything else, Ron?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is Eva Stone here? Oh, Master Gardner.
Master Gardener, yes. Hello.
How are you doing today?
Mayor, I'm doing fine. I just had knee surgery about 2 months ago, so I'm able to walk and walk straight, and I'm doing great. I have a request. We've been doing our spring cleaning for about 5 years, and we are getting a new banner made, and I know that you do hang them for nonprofit organizations, and I'd like to request one be hung for us downtown.
Okay. Well, one of the things I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
On the banners. Right now, they're getting up there and there's no passages for air to fly through.
Oh,
To go
okay,
through the banners. And so we're asking now, when you have your banners made, make sure that air can pass through them. So they don't get turned up. We had one that pulled the grommets out.
oh.
And so, please do that when you have your banner made, make sure that
Yeah.
the company that makes them has it so air can pass through them. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay, okay, and that's all I have, it's just a request, and I do have our flyer here,
Okay.
and they did give me the date of May the 8th through May the 13th,
This is May 15th, right?
15th, whatever.
all right.
It is the 13th, but I guess they go to Monday, don't they?
All right.
All righty,
Okay.
do you need this flyer?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, and where will I drop my
Okay.
banner off to?
Hang on
You-
a second.
I'll make a motion we approve the request.
Okay.
Okay,
We have a motion? Second. And we have a second? Is there any more discussion? All in favor, say by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? It's done.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Where do I drop a banner off to?
She'll give it to Daryl.
And you'll give it to the street department, so If you bring it down here, we'll take care of it for you.
Okay, thank
All right, thank you. Okay, have a bucket drive for the American Legion. Teresa?
Yep,
Oh, there you are.
I'm right here. Hello, Mayor and Board. I want to know if I can have a bucket drive on May the 20th from 9 to 2 on Armed Forces Day for poppies, donations for our veterans.
Matter of fact, I think you guys need to buy one. I mean,
He had a cuter little girl that.
oh yeah,
My little
Addison
granddaughter.
sold me mine.
Yeah, Addie, she's 2. But yeah, but I want to know, and it's for like our disabled veterans make the poppies and that, and so we take up these donations for disabled, homeless, and to send care packages overseas.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Yeah, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passed.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Teresa.
Thank you.
Okay, Al Myers for the Whitewater Valley Railroad.
Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of Works. I'm here this morning to request your approval for the use of the government parking lot for the Day Out with Thomas event. And the last 2 weekends of June is when this event takes place. It'll be June 17th, 18th, and 19th, and the 24th, 25th, and 26th. You have a kind of a quick, crude map of the layout of the tents. This year, we're moving the 40 by 80 tent to allow all 4 of the handicap places be open during the week. It's going to cost a few of the regular parking places, but I think it's advantageous to have the handicapped areas open. This was discussed with the commissioners also, and they felt this was the best way to go.
Okay.
Now that tent will go up on June the 8th, a week early. The reason being, we have to install electric, telephone lines, and PA system in that tent, and erect shelving for all of the merchandise that's sold. So that takes us a little more time. The remainder of the tents will go up June the 14th and 15th, right before the event starts. What we would like to do for this is post the west side of Central Avenue from 5th Street along the parking lot for the shuttle bus, so that they can have access to let passengers off and get back on and not have cars parked in the way. Make it a lot easier for those buses to get in and out. And that'll be just on the days of the event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of each weekend.
Okay.
And we want to be able to close 4th Street at Grant Avenue during the days of the event, and close 5th Street at Grand Avenue to the east entrance of Fifth Third Bank. The entrances to the government parking center would also be blocked off during the days of the event. Access to the businesses along the north side of 5th Street would have access. And we would like to have control over the sidewalks on 5th Street, merely for the purpose of seeing who is coming onto our event grounds that have paid and those that have been slipping in that haven't paid. Now, I realize the farmer's market down there they may want to use Fifth Street again this year during those 2 Saturday mornings. And there's not a problem there.
Okay.
We just wanted to try to eliminate some of the congestion along there. As always, we will try to have as much parking available for the 4 days as we possibly can. One thing is the hand car that we used to put in, it will not be there. What it's being replaced with is a smaller version that will be placed down on Thursday night late and taken up Sunday night. So that area would be open up during the days that the event is not in operation.
Okay.
And I have not written any letters to the fire, police, and EMS with invitations, which will be done upon your approval. If there's any questions?
Second. Okay, we have a motion, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, there you go, Al.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, buddy. Okay, Beth, would you like to explain Resolution 2017-11, please?
Yes, thank you. I received notice late last week, from the Association of Indiana Municipal Lawyers, a legislative update that last week Senate Enrolled Act number 213 was enacted into law and signed by the governor, and it is dealing with small cell phone towers. And the reason it's important that we act on it today is that bill would take away the right of the Board of Public Works under Indiana Code 369613 to govern and control the placement of utility lines within the city. There are 2 subdivisions in the city limits that have buried utility lines. That's the Timber Creek area, the new houses, and Tarkington Heights. And if you don't approve this resolution today, your authority to keep those areas with buried lines would be taken away under this bill. It gave cities a very, very short window of time to act. In fact, the deadline was actually on a Sunday. It was yesterday. Now, we did not have adequate time because of the timing of this bill to give notice under the open door law and have a special meeting. We would have had a special meeting on Saturday or Sunday, but we didn't have time. We do want to comply with the open door law. So I did prepare an executive order, which the mayor has authority to sign under the Indiana Code as well. And he signed that yesterday, which is before the deadline, keeping those areas of the city with the underground lines designated as such. The resolution that you have would be ratifying his executive authority to do that and approving that, and it's retroactive to yesterday, and that way we can keep control of our city and where these lines are buried and where they are not buried. So that's what that resolution is about. I did copy Senate Enrolled Act 213, and you have that. And the section I'm talking about is actually on page 4, and I highlighted it for you and clipped it. And then I think also you were given a copy of the executive order signed by the mayor, and if you were not, I have a copy of that, and we can pass that down to each of you as well. That was signed yesterday. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about that.
Okay, is there any more questions for Beth? If not, I'll entertain a motion to pass Resolution 2017-11.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. Is that sufficient, Beth?
Yes, that is, and just make sure that that's signed today and that approves your action of yesterday, and that takes effect immediately, so it's effective today.
Okay.
Actually, it's effective yesterday, but your signing will be today. I want you to date it today.
Okay. Okay, Mike, come forward.
Okay. Should have received a copy of our wastewater treatment plant annual report. It's a pretty detailed report. Bob Shoemaker completes this each year. It's for IDM. Basically gives you overall operation of the plant, from operations, physical information of flows, laboratory controls, readouts, and if you ever get bored and you need some reading time, this is a pretty good read. The last few pages is a detail of work that they did throughout the year, and they basically use that for their maintenance when things get oiled and things need to be repaired, pre-maintenance. But pretty nice report Bob did, but that's your guys' copy. The only other thing I have is we had a power outage Saturday morning. There was an accident on 30th Street, knocked out some power. Just for your information, everything worked well. It knocked out the power at the water plant for 2.5 hours. Generator kicked on, everything worked the way it's supposed to work, so that's always, too bad for the accident, but at least we were able to really see the generator, everything going as it should. Because when they test that, it's only for a few minutes each month, so that all worked out well. The only other thing, next meeting, we are trying to rework our policies and procedures, and because they're fairly old. And one of our drainage standards, which was done in 2006, we're trying to get them updated. And I was one of your recommendations how you want me to present those changes to you, because it's a quite lengthy document. If you want to make a copy for everybody, or one copy for the mayor, and you guys take a look at it, or however you want me to do it. But I'll be happy to make copies for everybody if you want to do that.
Quick question for you. You're just going to update, you're not completely doing it?
No, there's some simple stuff. Example, it says utility board. It needs to be Board of Works. There are some other some definitions as like temporary buildings that wasn't in the document before. Our engineer, there's a few other state changes, not much. I mean,
Beth, is this something you need to look over, or?
we normally let her, after we make the
Okay.
changes.
Normally, they draft it, and
Okay.
Aaron will draft it and send it to me, and I'll look it over. And
Okay.
I think the idea now is to try to do it all at one time,
Yeah.
all of the changes and revisions at one
Yeah.
time.
The first one was you guys in March approved the sewer ordinances. That's what we did last time. Now we're looking at our drainage and trying to get everything together, like all the ordinances. Instead of looking for 6 or 7 different ordinances, they'll all be with the drainage. You know, anything, the coverage on the drainage will be with our drainage book.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get everything together and get some of the words corrected on the
I think one
report.
copy would be enough. No.
I agree, one copy would be enough to calculate this.
I mean, you might keep a copy over here if somebody would want to
Okay,
come in.
we can
so-
do that. We can highlight what we changed.
And
but
if a council person or a Board of Works person wants to come in, we'll have it here.
No
Or
fee.
if Rosemary
yeah.
wants to read it.
No fees, no penalties been changed. It's basically a lot of different terminology that
Okay.
we added. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions for Mike?
No, I just wanted to say that I did look through the report. Very impressive. And thank Mr. Shoemaker.
I sure will. Thanks.
Okay. Carol?
Good afternoon.
Aye.
We have received a request for a child at play sign in the 1100 block of Grand Avenue. Actually, Crystal and Jeff Bell are the citizens who are requesting it, and they are here. Apparently, there's been some issues with their child nearly being struck while riding his bike in the area. I was hoping, John, can you pull up the 1100 block of Grand?
Sorry, 1100 block, Grand?
Duty calls.
Okay, now put these signs up. Will this require action by the council also?
You know, that's a real good question, because this is the first request that I've had like this. and I'm learning, so you tell me.
I don't think so, because the Board of Public Works has control over like the utility poles, the drainage, the ramps and the streets, so I do not believe that it would.
Okay.
I will confirm that for you, but I don't believe that it would. I believe this is something within their authority.
Okay, so should this be something we pass now, or till you further check it out?
I think that you can go ahead and pass it now, and I will know for certain very shortly, and if the council needs to act on it, they can do it at their next meeting in 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's in their packet for tonight.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
Need a motion for approval of the sign?
Yes, sir?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
The second request is that you consider making the east-west alley that connects Grand and Central to a one-way. This is the alley that is north of Lee's Famous Recipe. And the reason, actually, they're leaving. Okay. The reason is also because of safety, children's safety. I had intended to put a camera up and see how much traffic was actually on that street, and I didn't get my trail camera back till Friday, so I can do that and leave it up for a couple of days so you know how much traffic or how many vehicles actually use that alley, if that would help you.
Well, you want to do something like that then on the next meeting,
I
the
can,
15th?
if that's, I'm not sure how much traffic it actually gets, or what the
Because I know
numbers
the
are,
council
so-
will have to act on this too, and I know they're going to want some information, so we might as well get it for them.
Okay, I'll try to get that put up today.
Okay.
And,
So we'll just go ahead and table this for now.
okay. The police department, we did purchase a trail camera because it helps us determine what's going on when we have complaints about one-way driving and things like that, and then we can see what's going on without sitting an officer there. Because a lot of times it doesn't happen if an officer's sitting there too.
Okay.
That way we get a better idea what's going on. That's the only purpose of the trail cameras.
Okay, can I go ahead and just table this till the next meeting?
Yes.
Till you got some more information, then we'll present to the council that night.
Okay.
Okay.
Sign's already been approved though, right? You're good for,
And I'll get with the street department on that.
Okay. This here just making the alley one way.
right.
Okay.
We'll see how much use it gets. We'll leave the
Okay.
camera up for 3 or 4 days and see how much use it gets.
Okay.
Right.
Because I know the council will want to know that, we'll know that,
I
we'll want to
intended
know
to
the
have it done,
information,
but
so.
we had the camera somewhere else until Friday.
Okay, all right. Okay, what else you got?
We have received the 2 new Durangos. Thank you very much for that. Because we have the 2 new Durangos and the detectives have new cars, we have some vehicles that can be disposed of. And you have the list here. My question, I guess, is I need the approval for the disposal of the cars, and I need to know how you would like for me to dispose of them. Are you still considering having a city auction?
Well, I don't want to keep them around that long, no.
Oh, okay, it's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
Okay, alrighty.
So
Our
that's it.
goal at this point is to have the police cars be 2006 and above. So we have nothing older than a 2006. The older cars cost more for maintenance. So we would like to move up to 2006 and above at this point.
Okay.
The only issue with these vehicles to keep in mind is the 2004 Crown Vics. Two of those are black and white, and so is the Impala. We can sell them black and white, but whoever purchases them by law must change them to a monotone color. They cannot drive in black and white.
Okay.
The Impala is an 08, as you can see on there. It's got a lot of issues. I spoke with Chris from the street department. It is constantly in the shop for it. We don't even use it. We use it as a pool car, and it still costs a lot of money. So that's the reason that the 08 is on there. It right now needs a few things.
So you want permission to either sell them or scrap them?
Yes.
If we sell them, what's the method of selling?
You have to advertise, I believe. There is a law that covers. If we're gonna have an auction, we have to advertise. Actually, I can copy this and give this to you. We can use an auctioneer, we can use the internet, or we can use a public sale. This 3 pages
Yeah,
here.
my
so-
only concern right now, scrap is down to like nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't really wanna scrap them.
Yeah,
I think they're better than that. We used them
Well, we
Up
could
until
give her permission
a
to
few
do
months
it,
ago.
whichever's the best way for her.
Talk to Reedman about it then.
Reedman's is in the process of giving us a quote. I will tell you that I did get a quote on the 204s, and they offered us $600 a piece for them.
Would be willing to take them all, possible?
They're supposed to get back with me. Jackie contacted them last week.
Okay.
I think we should let the chief dispose of them, you know, do Reedman's or whatever the other alternative was.
I was hoping to take them to auction, but if it's gonna be a while, the parking lot's full, we probably need to move.
Yeah, let's get rid of it.
Second, Judge.
Okay, we have a motion in a second. Is there any more discussion? All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, Carol.
Thank you. One more thing, the last meeting I asked to hire Officer Tudor as a part-time officer, and I was asked to get the the retirement letter from Perkins, Dennis Perkins, and we did receive that today, and you all have a copy of it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay. Go down to item C, Fire Department. Troy?
Afternoon.
Aye.
With the retirement of Brad Gibson coming up in June, I'm requesting that you give me permission to replace him. With,
Do you have anybody in mind?
Yes.
Okay.
We put Zach Ernstis through, he's completed all of his testing with us, and he's completed his perf testing, he's passed everything. And I'm asking that you give us permission to hire him. He's in the audience, I'd like to bring him up, and if you give us permission to go ahead and bring him on. My budget supports bringing him on early, so we can get him ready for vacation, get him up and running.
second.
Yeah, we have a motion in a second to approve the hiring of Zachary Ernst. Is that how you say it? Ernstis? Okay.
I'd like to bring him up and let him introduce his family when you get through.
All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, Zach, come on up. Welcome to the fire department.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome, congratulations.
Go ahead and introduce your parents and your sister.
My family members back here, my mother Lori,
You have to stand up. Camera's on you.
then my father Jeff, and my younger sister Jessica.
Okay, we'll swear him in after the meeting.
Okay. Again, welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, is there any old business? Is there any miscellaneous business? I do know you need to buy your poppies. I do know that. So, is there anything else? You got
I have one announcement. The Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast is this Saturday from 7 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. at Expo Hall. And it's $7 for adults, $4 for children. And it's all you can eat, sausage and pancakes and drinks. And all of the money raised by the Pancake Breakfast, that's one of Kiwanis' biggest fundraisers, stays here locally in the community, mostly to help youth in the community. So please come to Expo Hall this Saturday and support the Kiwanis.
Anybody else got anything else?
No.
Oh, okay, Beth. I mean, Diana.
I'd like to request from the Board of Works permission to apply for a grant through the Fayette County Tourism Bureau for signage in the city cemetery. that's gonna tell the rules of what can happen, and
Okay.
there's not gonna be any matching funds. The Tourism Bureau will, if awarded, pay for all of that. I just need permission to apply for that.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Item 7 here, the claims.
All right, for the claims for utilities, we have a total of $153,785.72. For the city, we had $41,891.78. Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the claims as presented. All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we'll open it up to the public. Anybody got anything you'd like to talk about?
I do have something if no one else does.
Okay.
I just wanted, I know my nephew, Nolan Shaw, he's contacted Justin and John and them, and also working with Jesse. They're going to be doing a soccer tournament June 24th here in town. It's called Nolan Kicks for a Cause. For about 3 or 4 years, and he's an elementary student at St. Gabriel's. Young kid decided he wants to give back, and he's working with the Parks Department to do that. They're doing that here at the soccer complex. I think next meeting, him and some of his crew from St. Gabriel's are coming down to make a request for the sign. But if you got kids that's interested in soccer and things, I would encourage you to try to look into that. It's on Channel 3 right now. It'll be in the paper. But what better way for the next generation of leaders than to support a cause like this, them getting involved and wanting to give back. And this money is money he's giving to an organization called Limbless Solutions.
What is it?
Limbless Solutions. What they do is they make limbs for kids that have lost a limb through accident or birth or whatever, so that they're able to play sports as well. Anyways, just want to put a plug in. He'll be here next meeting, so let's all be kind. He's nervous. I said, you'll be fine. Come on out.
Yeah.
But I just want to put a plug in for him.
That sounds like a good cause. Thank you. Is there anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.